Hey everybody, Hoosier Jedi here with another review for you. This time I'm talking the Flash episode, Love is a Battlefield. First of all, I have to give this episode a lot of credit for going with that title and actually using the old Love is a Battlefield song by Pat Benatar. Um, few people, few musical artists from the 80s have as special a place in my heart as Pat Benatar. I love that lady. She is great, and those songs are so fun. So good to listen to even after all these years. And this wasn't stuff I listened to as a kid. She was really hitting her stride when I was like, before I was even old enough to go to school. But man, listening to those songs, even today is still a lot of fun. Like, oh man, Shadows of the Night, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, The Warrior. Oh, good stuff. Uh, Unfortunately, this is not an especially fantastic episode. In fact, it's a pretty ridiculous episode that ultimately feels like, really, at moments, it feels like the kind of like Legends of Tomorrow levels of ridiculous, especially, um, at the finale with the end. Now, in all fairness, it's great to see Katie Sackhoff back on the show. She is just hamming it up nonstop and clearly just absolutely loving every second of being Amunet Black. And more power to her. I love Katie Sackhoff. She can do drama. She can clearly do comedy. She's a really cool lady, and I have nothing but the highest respect for her. But this is a really dumb and silly episode. And yeah, I did like that she was kind of had that moment where she points out, like, hey, I know your secret identity, so you better not screw with me or I'll blow it and all this information to the world. Okay, having the bad guy know your secret identity and holding it over the hero, okay, that's something interesting, but they never even really resolve it. And that's a classic, superhero problem. Now, there are established solutions to this sort of thing. My favorite one was, I think they probably did this back in the 1980s, where they were like saying, hey, Superman and Clark Kent, those two guys sure look an awful lot alike. So they just had Martian Manhunter shapeshift into Clark Kent and have the two of them take a picture together. And they just kind of said, like, look, yeah, there's a pretty strong resemblance between the two of us. We noticed that. Yeah, it's a little weird, but yeah, we're just friends. We're two guys, two different people. We have a rather unusual similarity in terms of appearance, yes, but we are clearly two separate people. Here you can see us. So, and John does exist on Earth Prime now, so he would certainly be willing to do a favor like that for Barry. So, and that's just one potential solution. Personally, I think threatening to toss Amunet into the old Deathstroke cell under Lian Yu would be a pretty good thing to say, like, hey, if you mess with us, threaten her right back. But, well, we don't know for sure that Barry knows that place exists, though he probably does. But anyway, we're getting way off topic here. So we're just going to leave the whole thing with Amunet aside. The subplot with Allegra and Frost and Harry, that wasn't the most riveting thing, but I kind of like how it was another chance to integrate Allegra more fully into the cast. It gives Frost something to kind of do with her character and emotional journey of becoming a more emotionally rounded person. And it kind of gives Nash a much needed positive moment where he's like not being a dick and is genuinely being helpful and empathetic. And I do like that it also gives Frost a moment to show, like, hey, I'm no dummy here. You seem to be taking an awful keen interest in this whole situation. So yeah, I mean, good stuff all around there. We also got another really great, pep talk from Joe. Oh man, those always hit you right in the heart. Ah man, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Jesse Green, man, this guy brings so much to the show. I too love him. The show is so lucky to have him. Um, let's see. Oh, and the whole thing with Iris. Now, a lot of people are like, Barry, how dumb can you be? Well, okay. hallucinations and people and shapeshifting and things like that. I mean, those are all that are things that have popped up on Barry's radar, but this is his frickin' wife, and I learned how to cook pancakes. I finally learned how to cook pancakes. It's not that really big of a stretch. The whole, oh yeah, I can speak some Italian? Eh, that's a bigger red flag, to be completely fair. Although, considering some of the crazy stuff that Barry has seen and some of the BS he's pulled out of his butt over the years, yeah, yeah. But I think we all kind of saw the twist with the real Iris being trapped in the mirror dimension. But still, it's nice. It's an effective thing, and it's sort of like, well, okay, what does Doppelganger Iris really want? Is it for sure Ava McCulloch, or is something else going on here? Because how would Ava McCulloch have known all of those things that Doppelganger Iris did if she's been trapped in the mirror dimension? I'm pretty sure it's not actually her. Just thinking about that. Still, it does certainly set up things to be very interesting going down the line. And honestly, guys, that's all I really have for you this time. So, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, take care and have a good one.